What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is the host of Buzzing With Marlowe podcast, and I am yours truly, Warren Marlowe. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, most importantly, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to stay in contact with all our platforms, Facebook, Twitter, X. I keep forgetting it's changed the name. Obviously, we are also live on Instagram as well, guys. You can go to @Buzzing with Marlowe. We are there. You can follow us on all social media platforms, including American Prodigy, Warren Marlowe, all that stuff. We are there. And of course, guys, you can listen to all our episodes if you weren't able to watch the videos. And if you're more accustomed to the audio version, you could check us out on all audio platforms as well. I would say usually Google Podcasts, but they're actually about to combine, and I think with YouTube Music, if I remember. So a lot of changes are going on with the audio standpoint, but we are on all Apple platforms and including Good Pods. Good Pods is one of our big top listens right now, and of course Spotify. So man, guys, as y'all are wondering, it's Thursday. Warren, what are you doing live on Thursday? Fridays are Buzzing with Marlowe days. But guys, I thought it would be fun to have a special. It's been long overdue. The guy that is waiting in the back, he's been wanting to get on this show for a minute, okay? This guy's been waiting his moment, this time, effort. I mean, if you want to talk about sports, you talk about wrestling, you talk about movies, you could talk about music with this guy. But before we get to who we have, let's get the ones that pay the bills. First and foremost, I want to thank the guys that make the awesome merch with that Buzzing with Marlowe logo. That's right, that bonfire / Buzzing with Marlowe. Get your hats, get your tank tops, get your hoodies. If you're in the Florida weather, it's slowly getting back to that heatness. I'm enjoying it. Of course, guys, we still got the long sleeve. You got your crew necks, everything, man. Kids have been asking. Parents, we know the kids have been asking. We have it delivered. We have now the official American Prodigy merch line on the Bonfire Shop as well. Check it out. Of course, guys, we have the original Buzzing with Marlowe logo, the very first one. Of course, we also have our season 5 logo as well, and of course we have the new merch line. Every setback makes one heck of a comeback. If you ever have had a struggle in your challenges and you don't realize that is just a bump in the road, and it makes that more successful when it does happen. Every setback makes a great comeback. Could be also a worthy shirt to be on properly on your chest. Type in the promo code BUZZ20 and get 10% off of your purchase. Shout out to Bonfire. And of course, guys, I've been all over the place this week. My daughter has really been fighting through the trenches this week. I definitely need this stuff right here. I'm talking about W, that genderless energy. Get yourself in the mode, get you rolling. I've just got a big energy tears, and I'm hoping it's going to get me through this episode, help me get through it, and maybe even give me hopefully a little bit more energy to get to the gym after this. But guys, go in there, and if you want to just stop drinking that coffee, you need to get some of this W. They have so many different options of flavors. And of course, guys, if you are not sure what flavor to get, you can get that sample pack. They give you a nice shaker cup and 3 samples of your choice. And of course, if you're NASCAR fans, they have bumper stickers and they have some awesome merch. Type in the promo code capital B BUZZ20 and get you 10% off of your purchase. They also just got new flavors as well. So go on there, w.gg, and get you some of that genderless energy. Because, man, I need it. I'm sure a lot of other people need it as well. Get through the day. All right, guys. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be an exciting one. I'm excited. So, guys, we're not going to waste any more time. I got somebody in the back, part of the OTTR mob and the host of the Speak On It podcast. You call him. He's been waiting for it, and he is here. That's right, guys. We got Big Mike. Big Mike is in the building. And yes, you know, we have a lot we can have some fun with. If you didn't watch last OTTR episode, the last week of wrestling last Sunday, I made my appearance back on there. It was absolutely a blast. Mike was wanting me to tag him to be the heel of AEW, but hey, I knew, hey, it's all good. It's all good. We're going to have some fun today. So, guys, when the countdown gets 30 to 1, we're going to be joined with the one, the only Big Mike. And, guys, that starts in 3, 2, 1 right now. Feel the adrenaline in my soul. It's time to rock and roll. Big Mike, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? It's everyone's favorite bad guy. The People's Champ is here. The biggest AEW troll that you know. I'm here. I'm in a good mood. Man.
You're in a good mood. I can tell, man. You're smiling. You ready to go. Hey, man. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Working, living life. Hey. You listen to the OTTR guys, they think I work for like the mob or something, but I don't.
Hey, man, I love it. I love it. Hey, man. Oh, man. What's up, the Wrestling World Podcast? How you doing? How you doing? Shout out to Christy off of the Wrestling Asylum. Yes, she's here. And, of course, shout out to hey, you might get along with this guy. He calls himself the Tribal Chief. Yeah.
He knows good wrestling.
Devin, man.
I don't know him, but I anticipate he knows good wrestling.
Definitely got to check out the Bloodline Entertainment Network, man. Those guys are awesome.
My girl Courtney, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Courtney's on there as well. She a co-host with Devin as well on some of the watch-alongs. And me and Devin got something cooking pretty soon, so everybody stay tuned to that. But Mike, today you've been waiting for this, man. You've been waiting for this, man.
It's all about me today.
I didn't know really anything. I literally just got off work that one night, and I tuned into your stuff, and I could hear when Blackheart said something about my wrestle rant, and then I heard you made a comment about it. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was that serious. So I was like, yeah, let me get a hold of Big Mike. And then Shiz was messaging. He's like, hey, Mike is waiting for his turn. I was like, all right. So I just sent you the link.
So, I'm here for guest spots. Hey, I feel like I'm a nice guy. Nice guy.
Absolutely.
I love to have conversations. I love to troll a little bit, but who doesn't?
Who doesn't, man? Especially in this world, man, you gotta troll to hear reactions out of people. I think that's just the fun of this network we gotta going on, man. I love how you call yourself the troll AEW, because people call me the Skip Bayless of AEW as well, because they just like they get so mad at hearing what I say about it. But I mean, I speak some very good valid points when I talk about this.
All I do is speak the truth. All I can do is speak facts.
If it ain't what they like, it's bad. It's bad. It's not the right opinion. I think that's what we got in the concept of.
I just try to stay consistent. That's all I try.
That's all you can do. Exactly. At least we don't change the way we look at it. That's the way I respect a lot of people.
I treat AEW the same way I would treat WWE. The problem is AEW does a lot of dumb stuff, and their fans just act like it doesn't exist. So when you speak on it, they get a little tight.
Speaking of him, he's here.
Boss Mob is in the building.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man. So Mike, if nobody knows who you are, man, speak on it. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
I like what you did there. Just your average mill guy, born in Harlem, raised in Mount Vernon, New York. That's the hometown. That's the home team of Mount Vernon versus everybody. I'm currently in Connecticut. Got my own show, like you said, Speak on a Podcast. Shout out to the guys on the Speak on a Podcast. Podcast Poppy, Breezy, Anthony, my boy Roz is on the show. We talk about everything and everything. Sports is sports is my first love. I mean, if you listen to me on OTTR, you can tell it. I bring a sports type of debate, sports type of style. I'm very close to getting my communications major. So there is a little brain up here. There's a little brain up here.
We rolling.
But I've been watching wrestling since I don't know how old I was at the time because I'm old now. But
if you say you're like 38 or something, I'm gonna be like, stop.
But it all, like I've said it on OTTR, my really first wrestling memory is as vivid as any memory that I have. I don't remember how, where, why, but I was watching WrestleMania 10.
Mm-hmm.
And my first memory of wrestling is Shawn Michaels' Razor Ramon ladder match. And it was the most amazing thing my 8 or 7 or 8-year-old brain had ever seen. And from that moment, I've been hooked in this world we call professional wrestling, and a lot of highs. If you want to call it a low, I had that time
where you just kind of
I stopped. Yeah, when I thought I was cool, and I don't watch wrestling. It wasn't cool to watch wrestling.
A lot of people want to not agree to that, but there was a time where it was just not cool to be a pro wrestling fan for a while.
And then it came back, and I fell in love with it again, and here we are now, and I love it as much now as I did. It's more fun now as an adult than it was as a kid. Oddly enough, it's more fun. So,
do you still get that kid feel when you watch it? Do you
sometimes
still get like that excitement type of scenario? Because I mean, there's so many different products right now, but obviously with WWE, what they're doing right now, I mean, bro, that's bringing that 10-year-old version of me again. It's just insane.
I've been on record on my Speak on the podcast. My producer and I, Podcast Poppy, we have both said on record this Bloodline storyline, and people are going to get all in their feelings, but this Bloodline storyline is the greatest storyline in wrestling history. It is. I have never been more invested in a storyline for this long as I have been with this storyline. It is the greatest storyline I've ever seen, and it's still going, and it sucks because it kind of feels like it's coming to the end, but it's still so. But I know listen, because if it doesn't, I
mean, let's look at the track record. You know how many Fast and Furious films it was, and how many people was like, all right, man, put a pause on this now. Let's go.
So I anticipate that it's coming to the end, but it's been the best thing I've ever seen. So the love for it, there's still moments that I still get that take me back to the kid, and not just with WWE. AEW has given me moments like that. I will say it's far in between. It's very far in between, and no disrespect to Impact, but Impact doesn't quite do it for me. Impact is just kind of
they've had their rough ends.
I kind of just watch Impact, one, because Blackheart makes me, and two, it just I do enjoy the wrestling though. I do enjoy the wrestling on Impact because they have good talent. So the wrestling, the in-ring is good, but storyline, yeah, I can watch Impact on mute. I can watch Impact on mute and be good, but
I love how you use that.
Nevertheless, they have a pay-per-view this weekend. I think
they do. Yeah,
I have to make picks for it, and I am notoriously hit or miss when it comes to our Impact pay-per-views. I either get all of them right, or I get all of them wrong. It's the funniest thing in the world.
No, because I'm the one thing I'd say difference with Impact and most wrestling promotions. I'd go with AEW as well. Say if you watch WWE how you watch these guys back in the past, You look at him, all right, so this guy's a little bit bigger than this guy. You know, you could already tell who's going to win just by the look, the appearance standpoint. You can't do that in those companies. And a lot of those characters. Like, I took a long time for me to really even give a damn about Speedball and Mike Bailey. Like, I didn't really care for this guy for the longest time. I'm like, all right, this is like a Three Little Ninjas type character with mixture of Liu Kang and what's the Tom Tom from little Three Little Ninjas. Like, that's what he remind me of. I was just
I mean, it's not a bad comparison because like he doesn't. I was like,
Tom Tom got grown.
Yeah, like, he just does not stop. But yeah, I get your point.
And I'm like, bro, you wearing kick pads with no boots, no shoes, nothing. I'm like, okay. And I mean, and I had to really watch this guy to actually go, okay, I kind of like what he brings. Now, storytelling wise, I think a lot of them could really take advice on it if they ever really got signed to a bigger company. Storytelling could be a thing for them. But the biggest thing is I got an issue with most of these guys is they don't wrestle as a character. They just wrestle to wrestle.
Yes.
And that's where it's hard for me to follow on these things. And like I look at this as like a whole picture. Like, even as goofy as somewhat as people think my character is, you could see that on a cereal box. You could see that on a T-shirt. You could see that on these things. When you think of Speedball Mike Bailey, like what from him is going to be on a T-shirt?
Yeah,
what is going to be on that? So I mean, as a business standpoint, it's just like he needs to really work on that standpoint. Like, I even said that about Ricochet for the longest time. As great as that guy is, what do you have to brand about Ricochet? Now that he has that logo, and I love his new gear that he comes out with every other month of the pay-per-views, and he comes out like Marvel and superheroes. That's one thing that makes me mark out. I marked out when he came as the Red Ranger. I thought that was the coolest one he came out with. But it's just those little concepts. I feel like a lot of people forget what the purpose of that wrestling is. This man, look what he wrote. That's Samantha Irvin. That's what we're gonna brand Ricochet. Okay.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you.
Ricochet is gonna post Samantha Irvin's OnlyFans eventually. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I was gonna say
she's more popular for some reason.
Well, actually, she's unpopular opinion. I think Samantha might be the greatest ring announcer of all time in wrestling.
Oh yeah, like, her range is unparalleled.
It's like.
Did you ever see her on a show? She was on a show.
I had no idea she was the singing show.
Yeah, I didn't know that until they posted it today about Bruce Buffer. Then posted it, and I was just like.
And then once I saw, she can sing,
like range like Mariah Carey.
Like she can sing. Like, it makes you like, why are you doing this? Because you can sing.
You're above and beyond.
This should be nothing.
You'd be having your own albums right now.
Yeah,
you should be beating T Swift or something like that pretty soon.
But don't get this. We don't want to get in trouble with the Swifties. We don't want to get in trouble with the Swifties.
Oh Lord! Apparently one of them don't know what a Swiftie is. So Lord, pray for him. Lord, pray for this 33-year-old man.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with her for at least till at least August.
Oh gosh,
I shouldn't have to worry about Taylor Swift, and by then I probably won't have to anymore. But
all right, so let's do a little transition. Let's talk about the Speak On It podcast. How did you start that out? What made you want to start it out? Like, speak on it a little bit.
So again, I love what you did there. It has always been a goal, a dream of mine to have a sports show. Like, that's all I want. All I do with my friends, you talk to my friends before I get this podcast, talk about sports. It's all I do all the time. Just all the time. I watch everything. So, it was just natural, but I can also be a procrastinator. So getting the show, starting the show, doing everything with it, I was just kind of dragging my feet until finally one day after I was on OTTR and getting some encouragement from Blackheart about, because I will tell you, I thought I was terrible when I first came on OTTR, and him and shout out to Uncle Fats, telling me, no, you're actually pretty good at this. You pretty good at this. And I spoke to my boy Dylan, podcast Poppy, my cousin James, and he was like, let's do this. Let's do this. So I put the team together. We did a little test run, and we was like, you know what? We got something. We got something here. And it kind of just took off. We just grassroots, ground level, from the bottom up. We've just done everything together as a team, and it's growing. We're doing big things. We interviewed the assistant coach of Temple University this past season. We interviewed associate producer from ESPN, First Take. Shout out to Tatiana. We're trying to do something here. Trying to, we don't need the whole thing. We just need one pepperoni off the pepperoni pizza.
I like it. Just the one pepperoni.
Just one pepperoni.
Might get a little turkey sausage in there. We're not gonna be too picky. We're not gonna be too picky though.
Just throw a little something on there.
But I like the one thing I do gotta say about you, Mike. Ever since I've been around with y'all, the OTTR mob and stuff like that. I mean, y'all are phenomenal. Blackheart, I could say so much about him, even though the internet would think that we absolutely hate each other, which we've kind of made that on record now that we don't, with the wrestle rants that we've had. But the one thing I say that you stood out from most of the group on the OTTR mob, you spoke on a very sports mindset for every concept that was going on in the show. Like, I used to always want to be excited about your mindset or what your opinion was on these shows, because you spoke on it as a legitimate fan. Like when AEW first came out, you looked at it as like, they didn't do anything for me. Like, that was your first experience when you watched AEW. It took you, 3 or 4 episodes to finally,
it took a while,
finally even to click in, because you were so used to that character-based wrestling. You're watching these guys, it's like, okay, even as bad as a wrestler he is, Joey Janela, he was a character. Darby Allin, I'm not a big fan of Darby, but he was a character. I feel like I'm still shocked that he's still wrestling to this day.
Darby scares me every time I watch it, especially on pay-per-views. He scares me because I don't know what he's gonna do, and he's crazy enough to do anything.
I mean, and then
he's a great seller. His character, I actually do like his character.
So, what got you to want to watch AEW?
Getting yelled at by the internet wrestling community about my takes on AEW. Because I realized, like you said, most of everything that I commentate on is sports driven, and in sports, it's very simple. Like, you look at it, you analyze it, and you have facts to back it up. I was just talking off of emotion. Like, this is stupid.
And that's the purpose of wrestling, is to speak on emotion. That's what it's really supposed to be.
But I wasn't giving any substance to what I was saying to AEW. It was just, this is stupid. This isn't what I'm used to. I don't want to watch it. Why do y'all love it? So you get a moment where you gotta be like, all right, let me give this thing a try. And then, AEW is cool. I have no problem. I like AEW. I watch AEW every week. I watch it every week. Are there holes in it every week? Every week. There's holes in it every week. I could do a show every week about what went wrong with AEW if I wanted to. But who wants to live in a negative world like that? I just don't understand.
What's that letter? X? Yeah, that's big right there, bro.
And if you notice, I am not on X. I mean, I'm on X, but I don't
know how to really promote it. I just put my stuff out there and just let it ride.
I don't even use it as a promotional tool.
Really?
I go on it to see what's trending. I go on it to get, figure out what's happening. Yeah, but it's a very negative place, and people take it way too serious. They take it way too serious because it's not a real place.
No,
It's not a real place.
It amazes me. I'm just like, bro, y'all are critiquing, and you know what? I'll say it. I mean, I'm in trunks. I'm half naked. I'm bumping. You mean we're wrestling men, you know? But it's like, it's a make believe soap opera sport. That's what it really is. It's a very theatrical thing, and people can feel some type of way with it. And it's like, and then when I mean, great example, the interview that I did with my boy Austin Theory. I mean, Austin had every right to be pissed off with that. Like, you got to think, man, being on jet lag, being on these things, and you just sitting there just trashing them. Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, be respectful for these people to come on your show and be like, hey, y'all are selling out our whole country, basically. Our whole area is coming to y'all show. But I'm going to bash you for it.
Giving up their body, like you said, on jet lag, on no sleep, and out there risk literally, because I think people take it for granted. I don't understand. Literally every time they go in the ring,
you saw my match, how hesitant I was to get on that top rope. It's took me forever to get back on that thing. To
every
really
single
get
time you go in there. It's dangerous. Like you could lose your life every time you go in the ring. Okay, and I actually haven't. I meant to look into it today. I don't know if you saw Dynamite last night. Madison Rayne fell on her head last night.
Oh, that was last night? That was what that was? Okay. I thought that was an older match or something. So, oh, damn.
She literally fell on her head. And, like, that. And it was a move that I'm sure she's done. Her and Deanna, both of them on both sides of it, have done thousands of times. But just that one time, she didn't rotate enough, but she literally fell right on her head. And I'm like I said, I did want to see and make sure she's okay. Because that scared me, because it's live. So I saw it. I instantly saw her fall on her head. I was like, oh my goodness, like, is she okay? The fact that she didn't get knocked out, that's amazing to me. But
I mean,
like, every time
you also got that adrenaline. You got that.
That's true. As Gorilla Monsoon would say, adrenaline can.
That adrenaline, bro, is a different type of a different drug. I call it a drug because it literally, Blackheart said it perfect. Bad day at the office.
Mm-hmm.
But adrenaline can be a bad sucker because, bro, I remember when I first had my match back and I was like, I didn't feel nothing. We're tearing down. I was helping out tear it down because I was like, you know what? I feel good. I'll help, tear it down. When we got to almost that last pole going to put into a trailer, I was just like, oh, it hit hard. I'm just like, oh, I do not miss this. Like, it just felt insane. I get in my car and I'm just like, holy moly. I'm sitting in the car like this. Like, my back is all kind of like out of place. And it's just like, yep, we're back. We're back in it. So it's like, it does take a lot. And that's one reason why I tell people, when they talk about all these part-timers and stuff, I'm like, man, it takes a lot to get. I mean, it's harder to do it as a part-time schedule than it is a full-time.
I would think so too, because you don't have the calluses. Your body isn't used to it. So
I always told myself I always would try to be in the ring at least once or twice a week just to get myself accustomed to it. So when it happens, I'm not fully like, oh my gosh, this car wreck just happened again type scenario.
Yeah.
But it does do a lot. And people don't realize how much it takes on you. The time you're on the road, the time you're on these things. And it's just like, it really does a lot to somebody. It doesn't matter how properly trained you are. Eventually that shit's going to affect you. Like, I've already got to the mindset of, I've already had some memory losses at times. And I joke about it, but it ain't a funny thing. Like, I had an issue last night. Actually, I'm not afraid to say it. Yesterday, I lost 3 things. I lost my wife's debit card. I lost our one of our keys, and I think I lost one of my water bottles, all in one day. And my wife was just like, "You need to chill. You need to chill." Like,
yeah,
And I was just like, I'm fine. And like, it's just a regular thing. And I mean, it just happens on a random scenario. But I have gone to the fact that, yeah, I'm going to have these problems just because you are doing this. It doesn't matter how properly you're doing it or not. Some things are going to affect you in the long run. And that's for any sport, football, even baseball. I mean, I
It's
listened
just
to
wear and tear.
I read a thing about Alex Rodriguez, and he said the best thing about him not playing now is he doesn't have to eat so much to, fuel himself up to get on that batter's mound because they said sometimes running on those mounds with those cleats as much as they did, it did a lot to his heels and his foot. And I mean, his Achilles
Mm-hmm.
gets turned a different way. So I mean, it's just crazy when you look at just a sport overall, like what the end effect can really affect. And it's just amazing how much people really put on their body.
Put on their body, man. Just gotta appreciate it. Just appreciate these guys and girls are going out there and blessing us to entertain us for however long, they can or they do, because it's
All
not
right,
easy.
all right, Mike. We're gonna
Not
we're gonna
easy.
dial back a little bit out of the wrestling realm. Let's speak on it with the Speak On It podcast. You are so different on that show compared to you are on OTTR. And one of your guys, I don't know his name, but he is so damn energetic. I literally laughed. I didn't laugh so hard in my life as much as that guy would get on that show, and he would just be in there. And he kind of reminded me of how I do with Blackheart. Like me and him just feed off of each other and get like an energy out. That dude can rub you the wrong way at times, and you just say like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this now. Okay."
I'm almost positive you're talking about my producer, the Mad Producer Podcast Pop You. Yes.
Yep.
When I tell you he gets under my skin, he gets under my skin. And he knows it. Me and him have been friends over a decade now at this point. So like we're friends. And like it's a thing we all troll each other. The funny thing about the Speak On It podcast show is you guys only get like the edited, tampered down versions. If you guys only knew the arguments and the fights that go on in our chat, our group chat for the show, oh my! I mean, I kid you not, Warren. We legit have over 1,000 messages a day. Like it is rapid fire in that chat. It's going off right now as we're doing this live. I can see two of them, the notification popping up on my phone. They're arguing about something, and
That's where you just mute it. You're just
yeah,
like whatever.
there have been times where I've just muted it because I'm just like, yeah, I will read that later, or sometimes. Well, I read everything in there, but
I'll read it on my coffee break.
yeah, like I'll be at work and then go on break, and then I'll go and I'll see, and I'll have 400 messages,
Oh wow.
and it'll just be like, "What are you guys arguing about today? What's going on today?"
That's where you're
So
putting the plurals like, man, NFL is over. Relax.
it's fun though. The me on that show, they bring that energy out. I like to troll more on OTTR more than
Yeah.
anything else, and plus, when we've got Blackheart and Uncle
Oh
Fats,
my
who's
gosh.
hilarious, and Dukes. I don't have to really bring much energy to the show because they got it. I don't gotta worry about that. This times you've seen me get a little worked up on there.
Stuff
Mostly
with you and Yeti. Y'all had
we
some moments, I will
we
say.
we had some fun. He will be my nemesis for life. He will
He said the same
abs-
about you.
he will absolutely be my nemesis for life. Shout out to Cyber though. I did speak to him recently.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him and their podcast as well.
I had to make sure he was still alive. He wasn't on suicide watch after his Texans got their doors beat off by the Chiefs. But yeah,
Oh
shout out to Cyber. That's my guy.
And you were
Uh,
just playing a bunch of MP3 music to him called "Shake It Off" at the door. See, that's when I knew Blackheart didn't have a clue what I was saying when I said, "Hey,
He had
man,
no
you
idea.
just gotta shake it off." He's like, "What's that mean?" I'm like, "All right, we're done.
Yeah.
I
What
can't
rock?
say nothing else. We
What
can't
rock
say
do you?
nothing else."
Oh my God.
Here he is. There he
Oh
is.
my God. I mean, like, just 2 seconds. I'm telling you, it's.
It's like a Batman signal. That's what it is.
I don't even know if it's. I can't even think of just this annoying thing, like a shadow that just follows you all the time. Just mention him, and he just pops up out of nowhere.
Here I am.
Here he is.
Hey, Cyro, you doing well, bro. But yeah, Mike. So obviously,
But yeah,
speak on a
we get
podcast.
on it. Yeah, we get on it in there. They just bring out, especially sports. I'm so
Sports does something to people, and I tell people
everyone
all the
like
time, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it because I mean I just did a show recently, and shout out to Jason and Craig and Robbie and Adam as well. We did a football thing. It was called Bring the Piskin, and it was interesting because a lot of people watched it and were like, "Man, Warren, I didn't know you really talked about football like that." I'm like, "What are y'all talking about?" Like, I watch football just like y'all.
just like
Everybody only
else.
asks me to do wrestling all the time. That's what it is. So I mean, I watch football. I mean, my team. Yeah, it's my team. That's about all I can be out of it.
That's
My team.
exactly how I feel when I have to tell people who my team is,
That's my team.
or when I yeah, we'll see, Cyber, we'll see, or
Yeah.
people get particularly podcast Poppy and my cousin Breezy on the show. I'm a Titans fan. That's my team. That is my number
I was
one.
shocked to hear that. I was shocked to hear you were a Titans fan.
That is my team for all time. But I also root for the Giants. I have no qualms with the fact that yes, I like the Giants. It is possible to like two teams. It is possible. I'm from New York, like I said, and there's only one New York football team, and that's the New York Football Giants.
So I don't know if you know this. I was born in Connecticut.
Really?
I was born in New Groton, Connecticut.
Oh,
actually, New London, at the hospital in New London.
New London, yes, that's up there. That's up. It's in the
I can't tell you anything about Connecticut. I don't remember anything of it. My dad was in the military, so I think probably only lived there maybe a year, maybe even that. And we moved all the way out here, and I played around in Miami and stuff like that, but never went any further than that. But yeah, when I heard you lived in Connecticut, I was like, hey. I don't remember anything of my home area. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, I was born in Connecticut.
New London's a fun city.
I wouldn't know. I don't remember anything of it. I was in a time machine. I guess they just like whoop that memory out for me.
Yeah, they was like, yeah, we gotta go. But yeah,
so obviously with the Super Bowl, man, let's talk about it. What was your feels on it?
Well, shout out to the Chiefs. I got that game right. They picked that game correctly. Patrick Mahomes is the new boogeyman. Like that's just kind of what it is. He's the new boogeyman. I understand that. I have no qualms with it because he's one of the best quarterbacks already that I've ever seen in my life. So I don't have a problem with it. I was more excited for Andy Reid because I've been on this crusade for the last year or so saying that, unpopular opinion, but Andy Reid is the best coach of this era.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
It's Andy Reid.
It's been proven I say it's been proven after Belichick proved that he really could not move the
win without old Tom back there.
And you got to also think Pat Mahomes didn't really have that many weapons this year for an offense standpoint. I mean, I always thought they were done after Tyreek Hill left. I was just like, yeah, Tyreek's gone. Pat Mahomes is not going to be what we believe he's going to be.
One championship,
Super Bowl back to back. I'm like,
Then
you gotta be kidding me.
Eric Bieniemy left, the offensive coordinator. He left. Oh,
Yep.
well, the Chiefs are going to take a step back now because he's not there because Andy Reid's not a disciplinarian. They're not going to listen. Still won the Super Bowl. Like, what else do you – Andy's got a zillion conference championship game
They ruin my
appearances.
team's dreams every year, so it is what it is.
He's got a zillion conference championships. He's now got 3 rings. He's got 3 rings in 5 years.
Yep.
And to me – if you look at Andy Reid's coaching tree compared to Bill Belichick's coaching tree, because Bill Belichick's coaching tree is atrocious, and everyone who leaves Bill Belichick is atrocious because they all try to be Bill Belichick, and they all realize very quickly that they don't have Tom Brady. All of Andy Reid's coaches off his coaching tree have
He's talking about this
done
season.
well.
Oh man,
that
was a tough one.
I can tell already, and I hate the fact that Cyber has C.J. Stroud because
they look different. C.J.
Stroud was the best quarterback in that
draft.
He was the best quarterback in that draft, and I hate that the Texans have him because he should have went number 1. Cyber is the most annoying Astros fan I've ever met in my life. So knowing now that he's going to have a good football team,
he has bragging rights now.
I don't even want to imagine having to deal with him having a good football team now because
they look nice this year. They went from all right, they look okay to like holy shit, they made the playoffs
and look
not
good.
Even that and look good in it. And I'm just like, yeah, the Texans are going to be back pretty soon.
They're going to be the best team.
The AFC, I don't think anybody's beating anytime soon for a while.
Not in our division. I don't know.
I hate to say it because Jacksonville has to be in the AFC, and I'm just like,
and so does Tennessee. I really had to come to Jesus moment last year where
you got to worry about that team right now.
I had a moment last year when I looked up and I went, oh my God, we might be the 3rd or 4th. We might be the worst team in the division.
Which is insane. I said this numerous times. I've literally, with Tennessee and stuff like that, and I got a good friend that plays for them and stuff, and I always support them just because of him. And obviously, my favorite quarterback of all time is Steve McNair. I love Steve McNair.
That's why I'm a Titans fan. He's my favorite player of all time.
So when I'm watching them, and I mean, the Titans look so different after the first bout of reps after Derek got there. They looked a little bit like they were a little bit promising. They always were like a powerhouse team for a while. It was just like they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs, and they probably would not do well on like when the season's almost where it matters. And then when y'all got to the point, it was like, okay, y'all signed Ryan Tannehill. Okay, now y'all signed a lot more people with this. Y'all's defense is what was looking astoundingly for a little bit. But, I mean, when you got a big old boy that literally is like a train, you just hand the ball of him and let him run.
If you watch the Speak or the podcast,
I've been seeing this man do this since I wouldn't even say middle school. I would say Pop Warner. I've seen this man just get a handoff and just go.
I don't even refer to him as Derrick Henry or King Henry. We have a Hulk. That's what we have. We have a Hulk. We give him the ball and Hulk runs and Hulk scores. That's what happens. That's it. That's it. Whenever anyone asks me, well, why is Tennessee going to win? We have a Hulk. That's why. That's why. We have a Hulk.
You just click that meme part where it's like, what do you think is going to stop me? We have a Hulk.
We have a Hulk. That's it. We have a Hulk. That's the reason.
Clip Derek's head on Hulk when he's sitting there smashing Loki on the floor.
I've legit, like me and everybody else, legit have seen Derrick Henry throw grown men into the shadow realm with one arm. Just send them directly to the shadow realm, never to be seen again. I don't think we've ever seen Earl Thomas again. No. I'm pretty sure he retired Josh Norman. I'm pretty sure he retired him. So we have a Hulk. That's what happens.
You gotta imagine that, like you're in the NFL and you know the public eyes on you. You've been on social media talking so much crap about I'm gonna stop Derek. Derek ain't getting past me. And this man throws you like to the stands, basically.
I try to let people they just like, man, he's so good. Well, And I'm like, it's not fair because me and Derrick Henry are the same height, and I'm bigger than him weight wise, but like statue wise, we're the same person. We're the same person, and I'm like, just imagine me running a 4.3, 4.4 right at you. Like, yeah, you're not gonna stop that at all.
I would say one happy thing about him is he stayed consistent. He stuck with the position because people told him not to play running back, to get out of the running back realm. I remember in high school, I'm pulling back the curtain now. I remember in high school he committed to Georgia first, and they wanted him as a defensive end, but they were going to switch it over and say, "Hey, we'll try you at running back, whatever."
Funny, I can see him playing DE.
But believe it, his favorite college team is the Florida Gators. That's where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to Florida, and they would not put him as a running back. And Alabama, I guess, gave him the offer, and the rest was history.
Nick Saban was like, "Yeah, I'll take him. He
didn't even like him at first. Literally, Derek got hurt on the spring game. Derek got hurt in the spring game, but I'll tell you this, man. Nick Saban kept that boy in order. I'm not even going to lie when I say this. He kept him in order. If homeboy was home for a little bit, Nick Saban called him, was like, "Hey, get back here. Get back home. Let's go. We got a championship
work to do." And Derrick Henry was one of the most terrorizing people I've ever seen in college with my own eyes. I know about Bo Jackson. I know about Barry Sanders, and even he who should not be named, O.J. Simpson. These guys were, Jim Brown were like terrorizing in college, but I've never seen that. Seeing Derrick Henry in college was like, that's a man playing with children.
He was that size
since he was nine.
No. I won't even lie on that one. I remember when Derek was like this. I remember when Derek was like this tall. I've known Derek for a long time. So, like, me seeing Derek now as this big old tank-looking thing, I'm just like, this wasn't supposed to happen, bro. Like, I remember when Derek, and this is the same cat that literally would just eat McDonald's all the damn time. I'm just like, and now I'm seeing him on videos talking about eat spinach all the time. Really? Well, I mean, you got the job, but I mean, I remember that was our things. We hated spinach for life. This man eats spinach every morning. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not eating spinach. So you could have that size, bro.
he put the work in, and he is different, and I'm dreading the day when I get that news alert on my phone that the Titans have traded him or cut him. And he's
officially a free agent in March, right?
Yeah, when the league
in March,
when it resets. And I don't know where he's gonna go. I just don't even want to think about it, because
I'm hoping he'll go to one area. If he goes to this one, if he comes back home, first of all, his jersey is gonna outsell everybody. Like, literally, when they come to Jacksonville, people are wearing Alabama or his jersey. Like, you're not seeing another player's jersey on any other fan when it comes to coming to Jacksonville. I remember when we would wait at the end of the game, whatever, and we get to see him and stuff. It'd be so funny because, like, the one game because I always made sure I made an effort to go to the Tennessee Jaguar games, and most of the times we always would win. So, like, the one that they won, I didn't go in the back waiting on him. He's like, "Of course you don't want to come back here when we finally win. You don't want to rub in my face." He took those things so seriously. I mean, he was so serious in those games.
Playing in Jacksonville is like a house of horrors for us for some reason. I don't know what it is about playing in Jacksonville, but it never fails.
He balls out, though. He balls out.
He kills Jacksonville every time, and he kills Cyber's Texans every single time. We play the Texans. He knows it. He can't even deny it. Every single time we play the Texans, he just decides,
He might have a Hulk come to preseason.
he better wish that he goes to the Texans because
I don't see
you
him
could
going to
you could
Texas.
put down 150 and 2 touchdowns on the board.
I will say this: Derek's wanting to go somewhere that they're going to be having a ring guaranteed. And
I wouldn't be surprised
if he goes to the Chiefs. Oh my God, please!
I don't think he's going to go to the Chiefs. I think Dallas is in play. I think the Chargers could be in play.
I don't see the Chargers though. I don't see that one.
It depends on if Harbaugh wants to keep Eckler, but Eckler gets
That's
hurt
what I was
every
about
5
to say.
seconds.
Eckler gets hurt though.
Every 5 seconds. So I could see the Chargers. And to me, the scariest one could be if he goes to Baltimore. Because if he goes to Baltimore,
he's got a buddy up there. He's got a buddy.
I'm done. Like,
I'm pretty sure Lamar's been talking to him about, hey, what we could do.
He go to Baltimore, just forget it.
If they season up that offense, yeah, it'll be a bad day for a lot of teams.
They didn't even need the season. Their offensive coordinator just decided in the biggest game of the season to just stop running the ball. Like, that's just criminal. But like, I don't understand how you're the number 1 rushing team in the league, and in the AFC Championship game, you run the ball 6 times. That makes no sense. Like, I understand you have Lamar Jackson, but you were the number 1 rushing team in football. Like,
and I'm pretty sure a lot of people lost money that game just due to how many yards is this man going to run for?
Just give me 10 rushes. I don't care. Like,
that's what he's known to do. I mean, that's what you're paying him to do. That was insane to me. That was I was really hoping Baltimore was going to win just because I wanted a new team.
Baltimore to win. I picked Baltimore to win that game. I've been on the Ravens bandwagon all season.
They look when they played us in Jacksonville the way that they did. I'm just like,
who's beating them?
I was like, yeah, they've got it. I said Baltimore's going to win the whole thing. And then they took that crap against the Chiefs. I'm just like, come on, bro. I wanted y'all one job.
When they beat Baltimore, that's when I was like, yeah, Kansas City's winning.
They're winning the whole thing.
They're winning. Like, there's no stopping this train. It's
and then the Super Bowl, I said, watch, 49ers are going to score first, but it doesn't matter. And my wife looked at me, like, how do you say that? And I'm like, look, just watch. Pat Mahomes didn't play great the first half. Watch the second half. This man it's going to be like a brand new guy out in that field. And it happened. Travis Kelce at the very end, getting them in overtime, get them up to that goal line, and then boom, a little pass, and that was it. And I said, yep.
San Francisco also decided to
they doing a repeat. We're up, and then we're going to drop back down.
we're just going to not run the ball, and we're just going to start acting like idiots. So, okay.
Brock Purdy's like the best throwing quarterback on the planet.
Are you a pro Brock Purdy guy, or are you an anti Brock Purdy guy? Because let me tell you, that was a major argument for most of the year.
Yeah, I will say this: I respect the guy that comes in a position that was not guaranteed to play that much. That's the same thing I felt with Gardner Minshew, and for him to do what he did 2 years back to back. All right, yeah, you made him to the playoffs for a little bit, just for a certain amount of games. And then, of course, you take him a whole season this go around and then take him to the Super Bowl. I mean, you got to be pretty impressed with that because, I mean, if we want to be real, the other quarterback didn't do it.
Nope, did not.
And he was their big money guy.
Did not. So, I mean, I don't know. San Francisco, to me, should have lost every playoff game they played this year. So,
yes.
But I felt
bad though. I felt really bad when because my buddy, his son is a diehard 49ers fan. They actually went to the Super Bowl. I felt bad for Junior because Junior went to this game, and I'm just like, you know what? I hope they win even though I know they're not going to win. I hope they win because that is not an easy travel. Even though Vegas, I'm sure that would have been an amazing Super Bowl just to actually get to go to. If just Vegas as itself, I thought that was a great landscape idea. But for him to witness his team to lose, at least in
No,
overtime,
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not go to the game.
I'm just looking at
Because
the tickets. I'm like,
I wouldn't be
damn.
able to enjoy the game. I wouldn't be able
That's
to
what
enjoy
that's
the
what a
game.
lot of people said. A lot of 49er fans that I know, they were like, I would not be able to go to the game. Just because I would be so much anxiety out,
Yeah,
like
like
I wouldn't know what to do.
can't enjoy the game. Like I'm a ball of nerves from kickoff to Usher coming
Exactly.
out to once Usher leaves, then the nerves are
I
back
know you
again.
can't enjoy the game, and that's the sad part. Like,
Especially
luckily,
that game.
oh yeah,
There's no way I could have been a Niners fan in that stadium. My nerves would. There would be no lower feeling than that. There's no lower feeling than that.
that's the
At least
craziest
if
thing.
I'm home, you know,
You can react at home. It's normal. Your wife's looking at it, it's like, yeah, all right.
exactly
Just,
like just
just go in
whatever.
your room. Go in your room. throw
But
throw the stress ball I bought you.
if I'm
The wife's
there,
got to get you the football shaped stress balls where you're just sitting there squeezing the whole time.
and I know that I know that feeling. So I'm a massive Yankees fan.
Okay.
I have been to 4 or 5 Yankee playoff games.
So out of all the sports, what's the most that you know for a fact that's got to be a definitely must do bucket list? Is it more is it more like a bucket list to go to an MLB game, an NFL game, or an NBA game? Or of course NHL too. I'm like I said, I'm
I
not
am dying to go to a hockey game. I'm a Devils fan,
okay.
so I would like to go to a Devils game because like it just looks like it would be a lot of fun. I've been to all of the major sports. I've been to a Titans game. I've been to a Titans game, I've only been to one Titans game and they lost. Um, I've only been to 2 Knicks games and they've lost both.
Oh
I've been
really?
to yeah. Um, I've been to countless Yankee games though, and I do have a winning record with the Yankees. But like I was going to say, they've only won one playoff game that I've ever gone to.
Oh wow.
So I have a bad luck going to these big games.
Yeah.
So, but uh Knicks games though, I've only been to 2 Knicks games in my life, and the Knicks are my absolute favorite team. Like they joke with me all the time on the pod because the Knicks are really good this year, and there could be something in the water if we can just get healthy. I don't know. I can sit here and look. I really could not. I couldn't tell you what I would do if the Knicks ever won a championship in my lifetime.
Bro, I'm
I
a
don't.
Magic's fan. Just know
I
that
I
won't
I
happen for me.
I couldn't even. I couldn't even.
Kobe took ours.
Yes, the idea of it. I don't even like. I don't know. Like my body. I can't even express to you how that would feel. Like I was so excited when the Yankees won in '09. It would be like that ratcheted to like a million. Like we was on the Speak on a podcast last year when they got out the first round going crazy on the pod when they got out the first round. So, and I told Podcast Poppy this last year, don't let the Knicks get to the Eastern Conference Finals because I'm going to be insufferable. If they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even know how to behave. Like all the humbleness that you see, it's gone. It literally just comes right
Isn't
out
it
of my
amazing
body.
like how that gives like that type of feel? Like I remember I went to my best friend's house and his wife, she's never really seen me like like mellowed out, like always seems to be mellowed out. But when it came to a part where Cyber said they're not. But
I know he's not talking with those Rockets. No, he not.
Oh yeah. But literally she's never seen me like amped up, like pissed off or anything. And then when there was the Miami and Florida State game, I think you know how serious that game gets.
Yes, because I'm heavily invested in that game. What side are you on?
I'm a Hurricanes fan.
Bro. Yes.
So she witnessed it completely. He said, "That's not my team." Ain't been his team since Yao Ming and T Mac.
I wouldn't claim them either.
Maybe with Steve Nash and Steve Francis and all them,
Steve Francis.
What? Good times. Good times, right, Cyber?
The Hurricane, yes. Oh, it's Hurricanes all day, baby. It's Hurricanes all day.
But man, that game was just sickening. And she looked at me, she's like, Warren, I've never seen you like that. And she was like scared in a way because like she was just sitting there, was like, he's like literally about to break our TV. I'm like, yeah, that's like you want to fight mode losing to Florida State. He said, "Oh yeah."
My best friend on the show, Roz, he's a Florida State fan. So
okay, every
year we have to play this song and dance, and you can imagine how tough it's, especially this year, because I knew we could beat them. I knew.
We had it. I'm just like, we played so dumbfounded, and it always happens when we play Florida State. It's like we lose the rest of our mindset the rest of the season. It's like either we play very good and we play them neck to neck, and it gets to like that very edge, and it's like literally, it's by a field goal or something.
Yeah, something stupid happens.
And I don't care what anyone said. The referees nine times out of 10 are damn near winning them games for them. Mm-hmm. I will not lie on this. And NCAA, they do as much as they can to keep Miami out of the top.
They keep us down. They absolutely try to keep us down.
Because Miami has to win at least 4 to 5 games to even get a knowledge on it. And then, of course, I think they spotlight it because then it's like, oh, they play this team. And it just, that whole annihilation comes out. But other than that, I say this all the time is like, Miami's got a way to either be back. But the problem is we were in such a trademark years from the 90s and all in the past, and it's haunting us now to this day because the fans look at it as, oh, we've won 3 games back to back. The U is back. We're ready to go, stuff like that. I'm one of these Miami fans that literally goes, I'm waiting until the end of the season to say
me too, because
I can't. I used to be able to talk shit and stuff like that when it comes to the Florida State games. I can't no more because I'm cycle. Like, I don't know which Miami team's coming out that year. And then, like, I've already had enough stress from them as much as I can. And it got to the point it was like, you know what? I tally up. Who's going to win more games this season, my Jaguars or Miami? When Miami wins, Jacksonville loses. When Miami loses, Jacksonville wins. And I'm just like, I never could have it right in that middle. And it's just like, it is what it is now. I mean, we're playing Florida this year. I really want to talk crap in that game. I really want to talk mess in that game because I can't stand Florida Gators. I can't stand the fan base. I think that's one reason why I don't like the team overall. It's just the fan base. It's just sickening.
That's my hate. That's my, like Stephen A. Smith. That's my hatred with with the Cowboys. I hate their fans. I don't particularly have a problem with the Cowboys. I hate their fans. Their fans bother me. Same thing with the Patriots. I hate their fans.
Oh, I can't.
Their fans are just.
Oh, I can't stand the Patriots. I can't stand the Patriots.
I actually can't stand the Patriots.
I can't stand.
I will not lie.
Belichick and Brady. I'm not going to sit here and lie on this one.
Stand both of them.
Jacksonville should have had a Super Bowl.
Tennessee should have had a Super Bowl.
So see, we got so much alike, and I know Blackheart's going to make a laugh in it because he always talks about it. How many championships y'all won, Warren? All right, man.
He is king, Mr. Throw championships in your face.
I know. It's always that. That's one thing I can't stand either. I'm like, Miami's probably still one of the greatest college football teams of all time. And it's just like, oh, we have to go back in now, sadly, 21 years just to be like, oh, this is when we were good again. Like it's sickening because I remember they just did like a stat sheet and they were talking about Florida State's now almost at 10 years, and I'm just like, wow, 10 years. Miami, 21.
Wow, 10 years. Whoa.
21? Like, come on, bro.
Like, I am in such a. I don't know what I'm going to do. Someone has to break this curse. My last championship as a fan.
I really like Cristobal. I really do like Cristobal. I like how what
I liked him until last year. I liked him until he decided not to take a knee last year because that literally was the pin in the season.
Oh my god, that game! Oh my god!
From that game on, the team and I don't blame them kids because
the momentum was good. After that game, I was sick to my stomach because we just beat Clemson. We haven't beat Clemson. I can't even tell you when. And then we go in, instead of taking a knee, we fumble, which he was down, first of all, but still fumble.
Regardless, like
it doesn't matter. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
And if I'm on that team, I can't look at him anymore. I can't listen to him give me a rah-rah because you're an idiot. You're an idiot, coach. You're an idiot.
This ain't Oregon. This ain't Oregon. Whatever you did in Oregon, don't do it here. Like, I don't know what that idea was. But, man, it's a love and hate with it. But I'm excited to see them play Florida.
I haven't had a sports team win a championship since 2009, since the Yankees in 2009.
Oh, man,
so that's the Yankees in 2009. The Knicks, never in my lifetime. The Titans, never in my lifetime. And the Devils haven't won since 2003, I believe.
In reality, I think Tennessee should have won at least 3 Super Bowls.
We had
that one year that y'all were unbeatable and y'all just lost on that BS play. I really was just like, there was nobody touching Tennessee that year. For those two years, y'all were like dominant.
A couple years ago when we lost to Cincinnati, it still haunts me because I know in my heart we would have beaten Kansas City. I know we would have beaten Kansas City because we were built to beat Kansas City.
That's the same way I felt when we lost to the Patriots in that AFC game. I was like, bro, we would have beat the dog crap out of the Eagles that year. There was nobody handling Jacksonville at that time. And when we had that momentum, the defense was there. I'm just like, there. So when the Eagles beat them, I was like, you know what? That's our Super Bowl.
That's why it's like I when you ask me, I don't know how I will react because I don't get championships. I don't get them. Like the Yankees
Isn't that suck too? Because you want to talk crap, but it's like you can't do nothing about the team. That's the problem. It's like, yeah, you know what?
The Yankees are my only consistent good team. Now, I am a massive LeBron James fan, so LeBron has
I've seen it.
Has helped because he's the greatest of all time. So it helps when LeBron can get some wins for me. But it's rough out here for my team wins. I would trade all of LeBron's championships to give me one Knick title. Just one. Just one. Even the Giants Super Bowls, which I went to the parade for one of those, which was so fun. That was a lot of fun. I turned that in too. That's not my team. Turn it in. Just give me.
You were there. That's all that matters. You were there.
Give me one Knicks title. And I will, and y'all will probably have to put a tracker on me to find out where I disappeared to.
I'm sure Spike Lee would be the same way.
I will be in New York City. New York City will look like Gotham City in The Dark Knight Returns. That's it. New York will. I said it on it, but New York will burn to the ground if the Knicks win. The madness that will ensue in New York, and I will be right there causing chaos, flipping cars.
It was me.
You will see me on CNN drunk, flipping over a car on top of a light pole somewhere. The Knicks win a championship. You will see me. Hey, that looks like Big Mike. How did he get up there? Don't worry about it.
Like, share, subscribe.
don't worry about how I got up there. Just know I'm having the time of my life.
This is the greatest day ever.
It is. It will be. It will be.
Hey, man. All right, so we got two more things to cover before we end. I want to get your personal opinion, how you feel about the All-Star game. A lot of people have been very negative on, obviously the scoring, and of course that's the lack of defense and stuff like that. So, what is your personal opinion about the All-Star game and the All-Star weekend that we just went by?
So, for me, it's one of those situations that I love to say all the time is where both things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, they did not play defense. The West, for whatever reason, was just not trying. Luka and Joker were just not trying or not caring. And the East marginally cared, but the problem was the West just couldn't hit anything. They was doing all this stupid stuff and not playing defense because they thought they would just start making shots, and they never made shots. So there was nothing there for them. If you notice, the last 3 minutes of the game got interesting and fun because they finally started scoring and they were trying to play some defense and stop them from getting 200. If that game was closer, it would have been better. Like this, yeah. I hate when people go off of false narratives and they just react off of emotion and not actually look at what's happening. There's a false narrative that every All-Star game is terrible and these guys never play defense. And that's not true. It's just not true. The last few years, all of the All-Star games have been fine. We just had an All-Star game, I think 2 or 3 years ago, that ended on an Anthony Davis free throw. Like what was happening then? Was it a different game? Like, did that not happen? Did we not all see that?
They weren't fouling enough until the end.
What's happening? Like, and this idea that back in the 90s they played defense all the time. That also is not true because if you
watch a lot of old clips, I've watched a lot of old games. There's a lot of them that don't play damn defense.
If you go and look at the final scores of All-Star games from the 90s, they're all without maybe 1 or 2 outliers. They're all blowouts. All blowouts. They're terrible games. Like this notion that it just back in my day they played defense and they cared more. It's been the same All-Star game forever. The only problem is guys shoot more threes now, so the score
guys can shoot further distance.
I enjoyed the All-Star. I enjoyed it was annoying that the West wasn't playing defense, but I enjoyed when the East had the ball. Dame Lillard hitting half-court pull-up threes. That was crazy. Like I've never seen just casually pull up from half-court. All right, I'm just going to shoot it normally from here. Swish. Like, what is going on? Like, the dunks, I saw seeing Joker try to dunk and fail. That was hilarious. That was entertaining. And, I enjoyed the All-Star game. It's fine. The dunk contest.
I just feel like the biggest problem. I think the biggest problem with dunk contests is there's no dunk we've never seen anymore.
That is true. That is a problem. And we penalize dudes for doing stuff that we've seen, no matter how awesome and amazing it is.
It's not easy to do those moves.
It's not. Like, it's not. The problem, I think, with this year's dunk contest was the judges. And even though Kenny Smith was just rambling and saying nonsense, he made a very good point in the beginning when they did not give Mac McClung a 49 or a 50 on his first dunk when he flipped it to himself, caught it, and dunked it. Something that I don't know about you, but I've never seen that one. I've never seen that before.
And the ball looked like a crystal globe too. That's what really made it look really cooler.
And they gave him like a 45, 46.
And then the dude that came over and did another dunk, he just did a basic dunk. They based that on the exact same score as what his was. I was like, there's no way.
All the air came out of the building. Like all of the energy and it all came because we were all like, "What is?"
I
Like,
didn't
there's
know any of
nothing.
the panelists other than Dominique Wilkins. I said Dominique
Yeah,
Wilkins and what was the other guy?
it might be time to take the card from Dominique too, because
Oh yeah, Dominique's just making it.
some of his scores were a
He's
little.
making it sound like his dunk was better than nobody's, and nobody's coming close to it. When in reality, it's so much easier to get the hops that they have now than what they did in the past. Like I feel like that's the one thing is we've got to learn, and I think this with every type of thing that we got, like movies, everything. It's just the fact that we're in a generational period now that okay, when Dominique was dunking against Michael Jordan, it wasn't just a rookie slam dunk competition. It was legitimately who's that dunker? Let's play in it. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, seeing those two guys jump the way they did in dunk, it was basic dunks, but it was never
They
before
had never
seen at
seen
those
that.
times.
They had never seen that before. So
it's like now it's like, oh man, like okay, that's a basic dunk. Like, bro, get over there and you jump and do a windmill between your legs and see if you're gonna touch the rim.
I thought Jaylen Brown's windmill dunk was actually very good.
Oh, it was really good. I thought it was
his
amazing.
windmill was really good. And then when he jumped over Kai Cenat in the chair, like that was when I knew. I was like, oh, this
Jumping over Shaq, like, come on, man.
like
Come
he
on.
jumped over Shaq, like Jacob Toppin, and I sound like a homer because he's on the Knicks, but that windmill 360 dunk was amazing. Like that was absolutely amazing, and I couldn't believe how they gave him like a 46 on that dunk. I was like, what's
remember in
happening right
video
now?
games when they first, what was it? It was one of the NBA lives when they got the slam dunk contest. If you did a windmill, that was automatic 50.
Mm-hmm.
Automatic 50. Now it's like, oh, that was good. And they do it with so much ease. Like it's so easy to them to do it now. That's the one thing that amazes me with this era is they could shoot outrageously anywhere on that court, and their tops are second to none.
It's just
Like
crazy. Like, so I didn't think the dunk contest was bad. I thought the judges ruined it because
yes,
Jaylen Brown's dunks were okay. They were kind of mid, but they were okay. But it would have been if he didn't get to the finals, nobody would be complaining. Like because I'm pretty sure Jacob Toppin had something else in there that would have been amazing, and it would have been a great final. And you know, they even the fact that it was even close coming down to the last dunk didn't make any sense. Like
yeah.
it seemed like they wanted Jaylen Brown to win so bad. Like it
It
took
seemed
all
like
the
they were
life
literally trying their damnedest to just make
to
one
make
person win it.
him win. So it just took all the life out of it. But if you just go back and no sound, no nothing, just watch the dunks, it wasn't a bad dunk contest at all. Actually, it was a pretty good dunk contest. It was just the energy and everything was off because the judges just threw it off. And then you have Reggie Miller on TV complaining every 20 seconds. And
I've noticed he had. I love Reggie, and I love
I
watching
don't.
his old games.
I don't.
I know why you don't. But I always said, man, and even though we go with the Jordan and LeBron talk, whatever, I always say Kobe is Michael's little brother. Don't care what anyone says. That is Jordan 2.0 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got LeBron. But my thing about Reggie Miller is I used to always say Reggie Miller was the greatest shooter of all time. Till we see Steph Curry.
So this guy named Stephen Curry came
Stephen
along.
Curry. And yes, his dad played in the NBA and his little brother plays in the NBA, but they don't shoot like him. And basically, LeBron's kryptonite. Like, literally, LeBron had hell when this man got into this thing. And that Golden State Warriors were just nasty.
But I as I always say, I dare anybody, you tell me what team Michael Jordan played on or beat that was as good as that Warriors team. Because I'll answer for you, there's none. That team had Steph, Clay, Draymond, and KD all in their prime. No one's beating that team. No one is beating them.
Just KD itself right there. I mean, if you think about it. Rodman, I mean, obviously I'm not a big fan of Draymond Green, but I think
But
Rodman
you can't
would.
deny his talent, though.
I would
He
get
can
those two
play.
are pretty similar in things.
They're gonna wash each other out.
Steve Kerr's gonna guard.
You can't even finish the
Steve
sentence.
Kerr would
You can't
literally
even
just
finish
tell
the
you. He'd tell you,
sentence.
he's like, yeah, no way. And I mean, it's so funny when they compare those two, and it's because it's like Steve Kerr was on that team, and he's coaching the team that we're talking about that they wouldn't be able to beat. So I mean, that's how nostalgic that's got to be. And I mean,
And
with the
Jordan's
NBA,
not outscoring Clay and KD.
not
The
all of them.
Warriors are going to
Not
win because
one.
they're just going to outscore them. Like,
That's the biggest thing, and it's not just inside the paint; it's threes.
yeah,
That team is sickening on shooting. That's one
It's-
reason why they were just a killer. It doesn't matter who you brought on defense for them.
it just
They're
would not
shooting
have
back up
mattered.
behind the court. There's no way you're gonna do anything with that. None. If somebody's just shooting from behind the perimeter all day when you're trying,
They're-
that's what you want to do on defense is force them to
They're
shoot behind
running
the perimeter.
8,000 screens, and all of them can shoot. They're running 8,000 screens, and they can all shoot. Like,
And the bench would score just as much as the ones that are scoring on the freaking starter line right now. When they had Andre Iguodala and all them, I was just like, gosh, dang, bro.
like,
But Mike, man, is there any last words, man? You want to talk a little wrestling chat? I know you got a little bit of a time frame on this, but guys, we want to thank everybody that's been watching live on the Instagram and of course watching on Facebook, Twitter, X, on all social media platforms and including on Facebook. We've had some good viewing today for sure. Instagram been very active. I got to keep remembering to click to the Instagram.
Click over there and check the comments over there.
I know, because it's like I never understood why the Instagram thing don't come automatically like everything else, and I was just like, oh wow, there's some good comments right here. Maverick got on here. He's been asking for his own show.
Mav.
He's been wanting his own show. We've had Courtney,
my tag partner.
We've had a good amount of people on that. Wow, people are still active on it. But Mike, is there any last words, guys? The links are going to be below. Check this man out. Check him on the Speak On It podcast. And, of course, check him out every Sunday night with the OTTR on the last week of wrestling.
No, I am good. I did want to say I can't mention my nemesis Cyber without shouting my man DJ Notorious too. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
His love. But yeah, thanks for having me on, chopping it up. Follow me on all the socials, IAM_MBJ. Shout out to the OTTR mob. Shout out to Blackheart's Angels. I got to get on their show too, because if there's anyone I annoy more than at the internet wrestling community, it's Blackheart's Angels. I thoroughly enjoy
the John Moxley fan club.
I thoroughly enjoy trolling them, and I have not graced them with my presence. So I will be on there soon.
I'm waiting for Shar to pop on because I said Moxley's name.
We've been good. I haven't. She prayed to the right gods. I was on here celebrating. I had my pom poms, and then I think Shar was at the Royal Rumble, and she shot CM Punk with a sniper's rifle and tore his tricep right off the bone. Because
you ruined Drew's moment, man. That was Drew. That was Drew all day.
That was such. I went on such.
She was at the Rumble.
No, I'm trolling her.
Okay.
I'm trolling. I went on such an epic rant.
She went about
him and Roman both winning at WrestleMania, and how I might just retire from podcasting if Roman and CM Punk won at WrestleMania. And then before I could even let it settle, Punk got hurt again. So I was just like, oh, it's just the wrestling gods are just like, no, you can't have it. Not this year.
You left.
Yeah.
You left.
You used up all your good juju just to get CM Punk back to WWE. That was it. That was the last straw of it.
But
follow us, the Speak_On It podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, visual episodes on YouTube, Twitch. Shout out to the guys on the team, Anthony, Podcast Poppy, Roz, Breezy. Shout out to Breezy, just had a baby, so he's on paternity leave. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Anytime, I will be here. Just send the bat signal. I will be here to talk
I got
sports,
you, Mike.
wrestling. Doesn't matter. Thanks
We're
for having
gonna
me
have to
on.
be that tag team and troll AEW, just one full episode.
Just one.
I guarantee we mentioned a good thing. We just put it on the X thing. I guarantee they're gonna just be all.
It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy because I mean, let's not get me started on Hangman Adam Page, who I hate with a passion.
His new mustache look
is
like
horrendous.
Yeah. Oh
horrendous. He looks like a 1970s porn star. But nevertheless, I can't wait till he gets pinned at the pay-per-view because he's gonna be the one to take the pin or get choked out. I hope Samoa Joe chokes him out. But
if not, Mike's going there to choke him out.
I cannot stand Hangman Page. He literally ruined everything. He ruined CM Punk.
You ruined it.
He ruined it. We wrap it up because he just gets under my under my skin. He gets under my skin.
Hey man, I love it. Hey Mike, always man, you let me know. We'll set this up. Obviously with WrestleMania coming up, we're gonna have to get a good panel on here, and we're gonna do a good prediction on night 1 and night 2. The rumors that are going on right now, it's gonna be insane.
Gonna be fun.
I'm just gonna tell you this right now. If it happens like it did last year, I'm muting all my phones, everything. I'm not FaceTiming nobody. I'm not doing nothing. That's gonna be a misery. You FaceTimed it. I remember you literally were still in the venue, which was mind-boggling because I forgot y'all were in 2 different time changes.
Yeah,
and it was like you sat there and was like, "Look, Warren, look, watch this." You dropped the pin. He's like, "You could hear it in this venue with like 80,000 people. That is not normal. Just silence." And then you're screaming out loud. It's like, "And I love it." And then I hear one of them, "Fuck this."
It was one of the greatest moments for me as a wrestling fan, being in SoFi when Cody lost last year. I just cannot put it into words. The fun, the silence, the shock. It was great.
The villain of the century right there. Thanos won.
Walking out of SoFi Stadium with my God tier Roman shirt on.
The biggest heel of all time. It's like the British came in and stole everything.
Don't let it happen 2 years in a row.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Please don't. I'm hoping it is what I'm feeling. I'm trying to stay comfortable with that scenario. I'm trying to keep that mindset with it. But hey,
feels good. Like I said, I anticipate that.
All I know is you got to have a run as good as it is. It's got to eventually end, or we're gonna get Fast and the Furious 27, and it's like you're just gonna put people up in space and think everybody's gonna love to watch the film. And it don't work that way. Mm-hmm. But guys, we want to thank everybody for watching. Y'all have been very active for the whole hour and 30 minutes we have been on. Guys, if y'all are new to the channel, make sure y'all like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to stay in contact with all our platforms, and even including my boy Big Mike over here. Make sure you check him out on the Speak On It podcast. Make sure you check him out on the OTTR Mob. They are on all weekend. They do their Black's Heart Angels first on Saturdays. And then, of course, they do the Wrestling Asylum with our boy Eric the Joker and Christy Harley Quinn herself. And, of course, the last week of wrestling on that Sunday night. They have a big, big showing on those. They do amazing. I popped on last week. I think it shaked a lot of people because anybody didn't realize me and Blackheart were going to be on a show together other than mine. So, but yes, man, it was absolute blast, Mike. This was fun for sure. I apologize it took so long. But hey, problem. Man. But definitely looking forward to the next one. Guys, this is another episode of Buzzing with Marlowe, and we will see you when we have more business down the road. Later.